like to thank you all for taking part in the inaugural AGM education series presented by and actually made possible by RepSpark, who's a gold level vendor partner and proud sponsor of the AGM. I'd like to also extend a special welcome today to those people who may not be familiar with the AGM that are joining us. We have some other companies from RepSpark that are on here. So just as a quick introduction to what the AGM is, we're an international association dedicated to strengthening the golf merchandising profession, but really the whole golf industry through the educational platforms that we offer. I'll put a link in the chat for anyone wanting to learn more about the AGM, and also our Certified Retail Manager Accreditation Program. That's really exciting new addition to our lineup this year. Our members and our vendor partners, several of who are with us today, are among the best in the industry. And one of those vendor partners is RepSpark. So now I'd like to introduce Megan, and she's the co-founder and president of RepSpark. She's been involved in action sports and fashion brands from the time she was a child, from helping pattern makers make patterns to restocking the warehouse. The apparel, footwear, and accessory industry has always been close to heart, especially within the realm of their sales operations. With the mentality of there has to be a better way, Megan co-founded the RepSpark as a platform to allow sales teams to grow and sell more intelligently. With a pulse on product and service to customers, RepSpark has grown exponentially, especially servicing the needs of the golf industry. RepSpark is not only a partner of the AGM, but the PGA as well. Megan, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. We are excited to be able to present today, especially in the capacity to try to be educating the buyers. A lot of times we work with the brands, so it's really nice through AGM that we have the opportunity to work with all of you to showcase RepSpark as a platform, as well as just talk about some of the benefits of moving to a digital presence as a whole, and then also be able to answer any questions and kind of get all of you in the know for what we have coming going forward. So again, thank you so much for taking the time today. This presentation is going to be a mix of some slides, so I'll go ahead and pull up my slides here. Today, we're going to talk through the benefits of utilizing a B2B platform, the top features for our buyers, the RepSpark's digital platform again, and then we'll move into some Q&A here. So what are some of the benefits of utilizing a B2B platform? First is transparency. Being able to actually see all of the information online with a streamlined shopping experience, being able to provide a richer customer experience between you and your brand. So really having that benefit of a digital platform helps you to work more closely with your sales teams that are representing the different brands. Accuracy. So having access and logging into a digital platform really helps you gain insight into inventory, and we will walk through that on RepSpark, different delivery dates that products might be coming in, as well as real-time updates on your own orders. So there is a place where you can have access at your fingertips to the order, where's the status of my order, when's it coming, as well as tracking that order. And the last thing a digital platform will allow is efficiency. So we all remember the days when you had to, gosh, even before cell phones, maybe call into the manufacturing or the brand office and place your order through a customer support team, or track down your rep to place an order, or ask them, you know, where your order is, when's it coming in. You have a member in your shop who had special ordered something and when's that coming in. And really having access to a digital platform really allows you to be more efficient and allows you to place and manage your orders 24/7. So we're trying to, with all the benefits that it has and all the different things, really focus on some of the top features for buyers. And we're going to dig into the platform after I introduce these and take a look at these. But we wanted to feature some of the different aspects of RepSpark going throughout the kind of booking period, or when you're working with your different brands. So during the pre-book period, there is that custom digital catalog and assortment. So we're going to walk through how to really utilize those. I'm sure some of you buyers on the call today have been using these. Maybe some of your brands have been sharing them. We really are going to be working with the PGA team at the PGA show in Orlando to give other brands access to be able to look at these catalogs digitally, mark them up, etc. So having the opportunity to really work with you all on how to do this most effectively is really one of the benefits of today. Also being able to do a multi-date and delivery, or multi-date or multi-delivery ordering. Really working those catalogs for those multi-date buys. Really working those catalogs for some of those brands that have those standard carryover products where seasons to season they're the same, as well as the more fashion related products where those might, only be introduced 1 or 2 times seasonally throughout the year and they are never introduced again. So how to really pinpoint those types of products. During at once season, we're really going to focus today on how do you easily reorder something? You ordered something for your pro shop, it is flying off the shelves. How can you quickly, with one click, reorder that, look at that order, copy an order, etc. So although it sounds really easy, when we did poll our buyers, that was something that, they really wanted to see how to do that. And then during the now we can think that you've looked at a catalog, you have placed your at-once order, and during the season, and how do we look at that order management? So looking at order tracking and invoices and accessing UPC codes. So those are some of the things that we are going to feature as we hop into the RepSpark platform. And then we're going to end with a couple just really quick tips and tricks. I'll hop back into the presentation as well as showing what's next. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute and we will open up the RepSpark tool. So we do work with Peter Millar, and I asked them if I could use one of their catalogs. They've been a huge proponent in going to a digital resource for sustainability reasons, for making sure that their catalogs are always up to date, and they've done a great job. So they told me that I could go ahead and use their catalog today as I was working through presenting to all of you the capabilities that you're able to have here. So within one of these digital catalogs, if you do have one that is shared, if you're working through one of the catalogs with your sales team, it is completely flippable and digital. So, they've done a really great job of making sure that this catalog tells their brand story while also allowing that easy interaction with the product. So here's your digital catalog. Also here, you're able to search the catalog. So for example, if you want a certain product, you can always search for that product and find that product as well. Also within here, you have the product pop-ups. So within any of these catalogs, if I were to go ahead and click into that catalog or click into that product, I'm now able to see a ton of information. So I can drill into the product. I can see all the product details and descriptions. I can see any sort of pricing. I can drill into the alternate colorways. I can also drill into availability. So I'd be able to see here how many were available. So on this one, I can see that there's only 2 extra larges available here. You also might see an infinity symbol, and that means we usually see that during pre-book time, and that means to go ahead and order away that product is definitely available. So as you're flipping through and utilizing the catalog, it's really great to be able to see your different product, see all the product information, understand which icons and logos and things like that go with the product. And if you see anything that looks like a little dot or a little tag, that will allow you to also click directly into that product and see that again, see that availability, the alternate colorways, etc. So it's a really great way as you're searching the catalog to be able to get all of that deep level of information that you're looking for, as well in tandem with all of that availability. So a couple things that you can do with the catalog, which is what we wanted to focus on as well, is how to use it the best. So you could either start an order by just adding product to a cart, or you can build a wish list. So it depends on what type of, where you are in your ordering process. So if you just want to go ahead, kind of like old school days, and mark up a catalog, you can do that simply by clicking on one of these stars. You can decide to add it to a favorites list that you've started. You can add notes. And again, you can start to, we'll say that this is our holiday buy. We'll start to add products to a favorites list. So as I go ahead and shop this, I can star product, I can add my notes to product, I can bookmark that product, etc. So that gives you a really great chance and opportunity as you're working with your sales rep during that pre-book period to digitally essentially mark up a catalog like you used to do back in the old days when you would be circling items and making notes, etc. And don't worry, all of the notes can be downloaded in an Excel sheet that you can export. So it's really easy, again, to go ahead, mark up your product, add it to a favorites list, move through the different colorways, add all of these to a favorite list that can eventually be an order. So quickly and easily, even at those trade show booths when you're in Orlando, you can have a really nice list of all the products that you liked, either from a catalog or as someone's walking through the product line. From there, if you look over here on the left, that's going to be your favorites list. So that's everything that you've added to the list so far, if you want to ever access it digitally. Another really nice thing though, and I'm going to add a couple more things. I'll go into this product as well. You can also always, as you are adding the different colorways, the different products, etc., you can always export that. So if you went ahead and added all of those products and now you want kind of your takeaway of your notes, if you look up here in this Excel export area, you can always you pick the styles one, and that's going to export immediately for you all of the styles that you've selected in a certain catalog, the rating that you gave it. So did you give it a full star or a half star? And then it's also going to export all of your notes for you. So that makes it really, really easy for you to keep track during pre-book, during the shows, exactly what you liked from each of your buyers. So again, we talked through the search here. If you ever needed to download that for some specific reason, you can always, as you see, I kind of did this little X thing down here. You're always able to export that. So if you needed to export to PDF, you just click on this little PDF icon, and that will export that catalog to a PDF in case you needed access to it on your desktop. So again, major features here are being able to create a wish list, being able to export all of the products from your wish list, being able to create an PDF download if you need to do that. And then the last thing you can do, we talked about creating an order. So from these digital catalogs, you can also directly create an order. So clicking on this little bag instead of the star here, I'm now going to either create a single order, which is what I'm going to do, or you can actually set multiple dates and create a multi-date order directly from the catalog. So I'm going to go ahead and create a single order. And now instead of using the star, you can add these products directly to a bag. So as I'm going through the catalog and adding products, if I was ready in the buying mode, maybe I'm sitting there doing an at-once order, I can go ahead and just quickly add all of these products. You can see they're in a cart, and I can click right into my cart and finish that order entry process. So really during pre-book time, the focus here is on utilizing that digital catalog, making sure that we're being sustainable and not printing tons of catalogs, but also being able to access a catalog that is always accurate. The pricing will be accurate, the products will be accurate, so that you then can really stock your pro shop with the best merchandise selection. The next thing that we're going to walk through is kind of now we're at once. We're at once during in-season time. So I'm going to go back to my home screen here, and I'm actually going to flip into my demo. So now I'm in my regular products page. So I'm sure y'all have seen the products page that looks like this. We are now on our products page, and we can look at different information here. So here in our products page, we are always able to look at product. And something that I did want to point out here during at-once time or even pre-book time It's really nice to use these two toggles up here. This grid view is going to give you a ton of information. It looks very picture image centric, or you can go ahead and use this view, which is our list view. And I'm going to go ahead and search for a specific item here. So if I wanted to look just for these training tees, for example, I could go ahead, and if I use this list view, since now we're talking about kind of in season, during season time, it's going to change it into this view, which gives you a really nice look at exactly when things are going to be available. So you can see exactly what's available here and then any future ship date that you have. So again, combining how to use it with tips and tricks, you're able to get that really nice list view. And that's how you're easily can see what product is available, what's available. You can use your pricing tiers, you can use your product categories on the left-hand side, as well as your searching. Of course, you could always drill into one of these product details, just like we did in the catalog, and see alternate views of the product, alternate colorways, as well as availability. So again, focusing on inventory that these brands have and making sure that you can promise your potential customers, or as you are merchandising your pro shop, and realize that maybe there's an absence of navy or white or something, some colorway that you're missing. It's a really good way to be able to see, okay, great, there's this product available. We have all the sizes that we want, etc. Another great feature that you all can take advantage of during in-season time is to copy an order. So we all know you've placed an order before, and you can just go into this My Orders, and you can go look at all the orders you've placed. So you can see any order that you've placed. Let's pretend the brand's up here with Peter Millar or Enterprise Demo or whoever you place that order for. Now, if you need to do a reorder for that, so you need to do a fill-in order, again, you just had a huge event at your country club, and a ton of the attendees came in and actually bought product, and you now need to restock your shelves. Instead of having to go back to the products page, you can go into this area. You can go into an order that's been submitted, that's valid, that's in draft status. And here under this Manage section, you can click Copy. So here I can go in. I can essentially just copy the order that I did last time. And now this order's copy, it's a draft order, and I can go in and do whatever I want to it. So I'm going to go into my cart because I want to order almost the same thing, but I just need to change my quantities a little bit. So again, I copied that order and I'm going to move into the cart. So this was the exact order I placed last time, exact copy of it, etc. If I need to change my order details, perhaps I need to, it'll already push the start date out for you, so you don't have to worry about that. But maybe you wanted to change shipping or add another note or something like that. So you can always open up the order details, or you can go ahead and just change the quantities. So perhaps I wanted 60 units and I wanted a size scale now of 1, 2 to 1. Sorry about that. With my 60 units, I could go ahead and calculate that out. I could also copy and paste an order. So again, if you have multiple lines with exactly the same product mix, you can copy that line to all of the different lines. So as you can see, this quantity was copied down to from the dark gray to the white to the cream color. And now I can go ahead, maybe I just need 20 of those, etc. Or again, if I'm in season and I know exactly that I need 2 smalls, I know I need 5 mediums, I know I need 1 large, and I don't need any extra large, you can always fill those in. And then if I looked at my order that I copied and decided, I don't really need that pullover, I can go ahead and delete that out. So again, instead of starting from scratch, you can actually start from an order that you placed in the past, and then go ahead and edit out that order to be exactly what you need today. So that's a great way to really speed up your functionality within the at-once order time. There's also the emblem adding and some other neat things that we're going to be going through as we move forward in the buyer education series. But today we're really concentrating on how to fill in the cart and make a really, really easy reorder. And then the last piece, which falls under the order management side, is the invoices and tracking. That's something that we really see buyers struggling with finding that information. How do I know when my order is coming, etc. So here on the digital platform, you're able to have that right at your fingertips. So here you have this section called order status and invoices. And it's telling me that I left that order, but I can hop right into the order status invoices section. I'm sure many of you didn't even know that's there. And it's a great way to, again, track and manage your business with each of the different buyers or each of the different brands. So it's going to default to your open orders. So you're going to be able to see any order that's open. You can see the booked amount, the canceled amount, the order number over here. It will also have your PO, which is a lot of times might make that easier for you to find that order that you're looking for. And you can see exactly what's going on with that order. If something was canceled, if there's a part that's shipped, if there's a part that's open. Or you can click into this order's history. So this would be now kind of digging into the details. Most likely you're looking for an open order and the status on that, when it might be shipping, when it might be coming, but you also may be looking at your order history. So you know that it's shipped. You just need to access that order again because it hasn't shown up on your doorstep. So you can go ahead and click into this order history. You can get the detail of any of these orders. So if I were to click in the detail of this order, you would be able to see exactly when that order shipped. You'd be able to see the invoice number pertaining to that order. You could see all the details, the status. So this is a shipped order. These are one sizes. So they ordered 24. I could click right into that invoice. So it gives really good visibility into the invoice, the freight amount, if there's a drop ship charge, et cetera, et cetera. And it also gives you exact tracking to the order. So you can see, again, right at your fingertips as you're restocking in the afternoon or the evening or before the club opens up, you're able to click right into the tracking. Of course, you always have this invoices link over here as well that gives you access to your invoices and tracking your package. So hopefully, again, with that information, you'll just become more knowledgeable and able to communicate with your club a little better as well. So I'm going to move back into my presentation, and I'm actually just going to do it like this so we don't move back and forth here. But we went through the custom digital catalogs and assortments and how to best use those, the multi-delivery date and setting up an order in a bag, how to do an easy reorder, just the functionality of the 24/7 ordering, looking at your order tracking and invoices. And I'm glad I went back here, also looking at your UPC codes. So I did forget that one. So how do you access UPC codes? That's also always something that, of course, we need access to here in the shop. So here in the My Orders section, if I go back here, you can always access the UPC orders that coordinate with an order. So again, these little drop-down arrows are going to be your friend. They give you the different actions that you can do with these orders. But here within this list UPCs, now I can see the exact UPCs that are attached to that specific order, and I can export those to an Excel or do what I want with them. Also here in the reports, there's also a UPC listing here. And within that, now I'm able to look for specific UPCs. So maybe I'm looking for UPCs by product number, or I just want a certain product category. Let's say I want UPCs for all of my apparel, accessories, etc. And that gives you a really nice report of all the UPCs. And I'm able to see all the UPCs here based on product category or season or division. So again, a really nice way to see the UPCs with all of the different information, categories, genders, colors, retail price, wholesale price, side code, UPC, dimension, etc. So again, a really great way to utilize this tool, past order entry, and the marketing information that we have. Going back now to my presentation. We did walk through the platform a little bit, but there's a couple other things that at the end of these, we're always just going to do some little tips and tricks that we have. So the first thing is, how do I request access? So the first step is always to request access to your brand's B2B portal. We're going to be able to put in a chat and share with y'all in a follow-up email a really great way. We built a homepage where you can click into the different brands that you already sell to and request access from them. Rolling out in the next week or two, you're actually going to be able to log in right into the site and be able to request access to all of your brands. So for example, and so y'all can kind of get a sneak peek of what that's going to look like. Over here in this profile section, you will be able to see all of the brands that you've already requested access to, or you can click into this see all brands. And again, that's going to show you all of the different brands that you have access to. So you don't necessarily have to be going back and forth into your different brand URL once you're already into the platform. So you could use that little switcher, or you could go back to this brands page, that app.repspark.com, and you're going to see all the brands that you have access to. Again, we'll be sharing a list of all the brands that utilize RepSpark, and you can easily request access through that page as well to all the different brands. So you'll be able to see them all when you log onto this page. The next thing that will be coming out is the community section. And that in that one, you'll be able to actually search for the different brands that you want to have access to, not just see the brands you currently have access to, and then easily request access to them. Something we heard from a lot of our buyers was, I just wish I sell 10, 12, 15 different brands that, are all on RepSpark, and I have to go to all the different URLs and find them. And this way you have one spot to really start managing your business within your pro shops for all of those brands. A really nice community for you to be a part of. Also here, I wanted to walk through three other little things. The image download, the ATS sort, and copy, and we did copy and paste in the cart. So I'm going to do these two other tips and tricks. And again, we'll be pulling little different tips and tricks as we go through the series here. But I'm going to go back into my demo site. And the first one I'm going to show you is downloading your images. So perhaps at one point you wanted to feature one of your brand's images on your site. Maybe you're helping them do a pop-up shop. Maybe again, you're featuring something on a card that's going out and you need access to those images. So here in the My Orders section, I'm going into the My Orders. I'm going to go ahead and I can always get the images. So I can click download images here and it'll give me all the images from the products that I ordered. Also, you can do that at the end of an order. So I'm here in an order now. I'm just going to go ahead and complete an order so you all can see where you can do this at the end of an order. But again, you can always do that from an order that you've already placed, or here at the end of an order, you can print your order confirmation or download images here. And it's just going to download them into a zip file that now you have access to for whatever you may need to be doing with those images. Again, perhaps you're putting them on your own website or something like that. The other quick thing we wanted to show you is different ways to sort your products. So if you want to know, for example, and I'm going to go ahead, I'll just use this view because it's a little bit prettier here. There are different ways that you can sort your products. So over here in this sort by and select, you can look at recommended for you. And sorting by recommended for you, what that's going to do is it's going to take products that you purchased in the past. It's going to take products that are trending, and it's going to now marry products that maybe you've already added to the cart. And it's going to tell you what are recommended for you. So it's going to do a recommendation engine and kind of resort the products in that way. You could also look at a brand's top ordered products. So if I sort by the top ordered product, it's now going to show me exactly what it says, all of the top ordered products that this brand is showing. So it's really what's trending now. And then the last one you have is my top products. So that's very similar to copying an order, but now it's going to show you all the products that you've ordered in the last couple days, last month, again, last time. So it's going to show you all the products. So if you want to do a quick reorder, that's a great way to do that as well. So go to the sort by, click the My Top Products again, and you can just start adding those to the cart. So a couple of quick tips and tricks that we're going to be sharing at each of these little sessions. So again, that's kind of the end of the program here. I'm going to stay on and answer questions, but what will be coming up next for Buyer Education Series number 2 will be microsite events. I think this is actually October 12th. will be microsite events and how to work with your brands to create tournament event sites and create microsite events and help manage that process. It's something that we hear that's really hard for both brands and the pro shops. We're going to walk through adding insignia and adding logos directly during order entry. So you're not just putting that note in and not really knowing exactly what that insignia upcharge might be, or adding adding that logo might look like. And then we're also going to walk through at a deeper level that RepSpark community and how to start requesting access to brands that you already carry, as well as looking for brands that you may not carry by product category, by product vertical, or again, just simply typing in that brand and requesting access to them. So that'll be the next buyer education that we'll be providing. A couple other slides. Again, we will give you access to the deck, but about RepSpark, our job is to make your life easier. It's to make your life more predictive. It's to make your life more accurate and intelligent. So that's kind of what we're focusing on and hoping to help you out with that with these buyer education series. And then in partner with AGMs, whose mission is to educate the golf retail buyers, merchandisers, and golf professionals to elevate the golf merchandising profession and to enhance the communication. So I do see the chat kind of bubbling here. And Tracy, I'm not sure how you want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing and we can either walk through the chat or I can have you ask me the questions.
Okay, I've got one that someone asked me, and I want to share my screen where they can find out which AGM vendors are on the RepSpark platform. And if you go into the AGM website and click on the vendor partners and incentives, and then I'm going to pick on Link Soul because they're one of our vendor partners that's here, you'll see this little orange box with every vendor on our site that's a RepSpark affiliate. So you can then contact your sales rep or the company, or better yet, go to the RepSpark site and request access, right?
Yeah.
Is an easier way, but that's something pretty recent that's up there.
Yeah, and Tracy, we can also share in the follow-up email just a quick link, and it literally has every brand with the AGM affiliates on the top, and they'll be able to really quickly, request access to all of those brands to make, again, your life easier, where you can log into one portal and flip between the brands instead of, clicking into all the different URLs.
Right. Okay. So that's there. And then we had a question on if I use the B2B platform, do I need to reorder with the salesman, or can I enter the orders myself?
I would imagine you can enter them yourself, unless for some reason some brand has prohibited that, which I can't think of any off the top of my head. Yes, no, you can reorder yourself. And if we want, I'm more than happy to stay on and do a quick, not order from a catalog, start a new order. If you think that would be helpful, Tracy, I can do that really quickly. I don't know how many other questions. I'm not sure about.
There's not many, so why don't you do that real quick? Because that would be great. Because someone just asked you to start a new order.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so there's another question related to that. I struggle with order dates. I start an order, but part of the items aren't available at once.
Sure. So great. So if I'm here, and this is kind of that login page again, if you log into any of the brand site, you'll be taken to this branded landing page, just so you're all aware of kind of what that experience might look like. And then when you go ahead, you click into the products, and that's where you start an order. If you're not starting it from, working through a catalog. So just regular order entry, you start here in the products. I feel like when I show my camera, it always makes this move really slow. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click the start order here. So you go ahead and click start order. Your customer information will already be in there, so you don't have to do anything with that. The only thing you may need to do is, if you wanted the start date sometime in the future, you could change that. But for an at-once order, you can just leave that there. Some of the different brands may have different information on these headers. Like sometimes the cancel date is pushed in closer, pushed out farther. Sometimes brands don't even want to have a cancel date. So the header may look slightly different depending on the configuration of, Peter Millar versus Link Soul, since we've used both of those brands today. And then you can just go ahead and, put your PO number here. It's my spring buy, it's my, Polo reorder, again, whatever you're going to put there. Then you click save, and now you've kind of generated your order header. And what that will do is it'll look at the inventory for the start date that you've selected. So again, if you select it in the future, it will roll up all that inventory. I am going to move back into this grid view just because most of our brands have defaulted to this view. So from here, a couple easy ways. You can just click into this little bag, and that's just going to start adding product to your cart. You're not even picking quantities. You're not looking at information, etc. Or again, I could use my search. So if I know my exact product name, product number, I'm only looking at a certain category, you can always do that as well. And from there, I can actually click into the product. So if I know exactly how many I want, again, if more of a fill-in type order, I can click in here and I could enter my quantities that I need. I can click add to cart. It'll tell me that it's added. I can move into my next colorway, add to cart, etc. So, kind of different ways to do that here. Again, you could either just click the little bag, or you could actually drill in and start to enter quantities. The next thing that's going to happen is you are going to move into your cart. And from here, you can look at your different product and start to enter your quantities. So with these ones, I'd already entered quantities. So those will come in with your totals. You could use your size scale. So if you know you want a 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1 size scale, you can go ahead and enter that with your totals and distribute that out. Or again, if you know, hey, I need 5 size 30s, I need 3 size 31s, and I need 1 36, you can go ahead and enter that order. You always see the wholesale price and the detail price, or the wholesale and retail price. And if you have, for some reason, a set discount with a certain brand or something like that, those will show automatically too. So it's a really good idea of your order. And then next, you go ahead, proceed to review. You check your order there. It's going to give you the totals, total items, total dollars, cart total, etc. You have the opportunity here. If you're working with a pricing plan, it'll show that as well. And you can always look at your order. You can save a copy of your order. So if you wanted to do that, you can always, email yourself a copy, export a PDF, create a link, go look at your UPCs. But of course, we're trying to get away from, generating too much paper and doing things like that. So those orders will always be accessible here in this My Orders section, whether you have placed that order on behalf of a salesperson or on behalf of the brand. Again, when you're doing your inventory count, hey, I need to order 5 polos right now, from Johnny O. You just go ahead and do that. And that way you'll be able to always see your orders here. And you're also going to be able to see any orders that a salesperson has placed for you. So here in this My Orders, you'll see both. Again, you'll see orders that you place for yourself and orders that your reps or even customer service has placed through RepSpark. From there, you can go ahead and finish out your order. It gives you one more chance to look at it, make sure that that looks right, and process that order. This will give you that order confirmation that the order has been placed. You can, again, print out that confirmation, or it's always available there in that My Orders section. This is where you can also download the images, etc. So hopefully that was helpful to just kind of go through, hey, how do I start a new order from scratch, not necessarily from a catalog.
Okay, while you're still on this screen, somebody asked the question, currently under My Orders, I can only see orders that I place through RepSpark. Would it be great to also access the orders that our sales rep placed? So is that something they need to contact the company that they're not seeing, or why would that be?
I'm not sure if whoever that is, you should be able to see any orders that you placed or your salespeople have placed to your rep code. To your customer number. So maybe whoever that was, if you can just chat Tracy, and I can help you out with that kind of offline.
Okay.
You should be able
to. I'll let you know who that was, and you can email her.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sort that out. And then there was another question, and you kind of touched on this before, but it'd probably be helpful to go back to it again. When someone starts to put an order in, and part of the items aren't available till later, so they've got to create multiple orders in there. Can you just go through that again?
Yes.
Is there an easy way to do that? How you did, and you did that pretty easily, but you know how to do it. So could you show us all that again?
Well, and the funny part is I actually have that turned off on my demo. So maybe we can go ahead and put that into next session because there is a really easy way to split out an order. I just turned it off for today because I didn't want to get too deep in the weeds. So let's put that for the next session. And Tracy, if you can also communicate who that is, I can make a quick video offline. We can send the video out to everyone actually, as a follow-up to that specific question.
Okay. Nat, and then I think you already answered this one though. Donald can say if you didn't, how easy it is to track order status with vendors. You went through that. So I think we're good on that one.
Okay.
Love that there will be one place to access all the brands.
That's great. And just, you know, as a recap, I did go through that quickly. If you ever hit your little profile guy here, it's going to give you, you know, your last 3 that you've accessed. So you'll always be able to kind of flop between those 3, you know, if those are the ones you access most often, or just click see all my brands and it's going to take you back to that brand page. Again, next step of that will be able to search and request access to multiple brands at the same time. Or let's just say that you stock, I don't know, a water bottle company that you're not happy with, and you want to, you know, see what other water bottle companies are out there, what other hat or sock or belt or puller, what's new in the market, you know, what are new brands that are coming on. RepSpark works with a lot of up and coming brands that, you know, are really getting the word out there, and they're hopping onto RepSpark probably at a bigger quantity than most. And, you know, just what's new out there, who, you know, what's new in women's golf, what's new in golf apparel, golf gloves, you know, all of that, you'll be able to search and kind of find new brands to request access to.
Okay. Is it, this is a great question. Are you able to enter orders with a PUD discount on the site?
That would be completely up to the brand. We can do that where it's called a pricing plan within RepSpark. So I'll just show you. So whatever brand you're talking about, you can see if it's there. And if it's not, it's definitely something that we can work with the brand on. So you probably would want to connect with the brand. But just so you know, if they do allow it, it's usually in this pricing plan area. And they'll, you know, allow different pricing plans or discounting. And those can be actually linked to the customer that's shopping. So again, if you're not seeing that with a brand and you think you should be, I would love to, you know, if you want to reach out to me and I can facilitate that conversation, or if you want to reach out to the brand themselves, we do have multiple brands that do support that through the site.
Okay. And then another question, is it possible to edit orders that were entered by the sales rep?
It is not possible to enter orders or
to edit
orders.
I should say. Yeah.
Edit orders. No, that was my fault, Tracy, not yours. It is not possible to edit orders once they are past the draft status. So as soon as they're, you know, not in draft. Now, if a salesperson enters an order, kind of a suggested order for you, and it's still in draft status, you can go edit it. Again, maybe they've kind of put together a suggested order and emailed you, hey, look at RepSpark. How does that look? Do you want to change it? Again, these little down arrows are always going to be your friend, and you can move into the cart and change it. If it's in submitted status or valid status, you cannot change that. You would have to go through the customer service team back at, you know, again, Peter Millar's headquarters, since we're using them. But you would be able to see what that changed order looks like here in the order status invoices. So if you did want to make a change, you know, hey, we realize we want to swap out the navy for the black or something like that. If you go to this order status invoices and you look up by the order number or your RepSpark order number or the PO, which is usually what people remember the most, you will be able to access that specific order and then see that that change has been made. So that's how you can kind of verify it, but you won't be able to make it through RepSpark.
So this could be used as a way for reps to write up a proposed order and put it in here in a draft status, and then the merchandiser could go here and view it and change it and then submit it.
Exactly. And you know what else you could even do? I was trying to not get too in the weeds, but since we're there anyways, you can go into these orders. So let's follow Tracy's train of thought, where one of your sales team emails you, hey, I put together a suggested order for you. Go ahead and take a look. If you click in this little merch view area right here, which is super cool, you can actually see the merchandise outline of exactly what that order is going to look like. So instead of kind of that line by line, oh, and I picked one with 2 products, that's not going to be super helpful. But if you could imagine an order with a bunch of products, you can now visually see exactly what that merchandise collection is going to look like and put your finger on, oh, shoot, you know, no, we have too much black in here. No, we have too much gray. hey, I noticed that, this certain color is trending in my store. Do you have anything in pink? Let's add that in, etc. So again, I will show you exactly again how to go there. So I'm going to go back to my cart. But within the cart, there's this little thing called merch view. And it will actually, again, I picked one that had 2 products, but it'll show everything that's in your cart and you can play with it. You can reorder it. You can merchandise it digitally there. You can also get to that view directly from the My Order screen. So let's say you're here. Let me try to pick one. This one looks like it might have some more product. So if I'm here again and want to look at my order, I can always go to that merch view from here as well. So not just from the cart, I could just go directly in. If my salesperson said, hey, I put together some product for you. Do you want to go ahead and take a look? And I could go right in here. I could see what this all looks like. Maybe I want to move it around. So, maybe I want to put tops with bottoms, or I'm trying to show my in-store team, hey guys, this is what goes together. It's a really great way to do that. So that's kind of the merch board again. I don't want to throw too many things at you where it's confusing, but this is a really great way to also work with a salesperson if they give you access to a suggested order to kind of work through what that's going to look like visually.
Now, is there a way on here to see how many units you have of each one coming and what the breakdown is, or you have to go back to the order?
No, you actually have the styles, your units, and your dollars. And then if you click into any one of them, you just click this little eye thing right here. You can actually see the breakdown of your units and dollars, et cetera, here as well. And you can change that. So let's say.
Yeah, that's way too many smalls.
Yeah, way too many smalls. And it'll update that budget for you. And then you can also see your total units and dollars, here as well. So it's just more, you click in for a breakdown or if you want to change it for the sizing, but you can see with each product how many units and dollars you have. And we see people kind of reorganize these by gender, or again, kind of, this collection goes together and this next collection goes together. And it's really a great way. Again, you can make these as big and small depending on the screen size that you have. But it's a really great way to kind of notice holes in your merchandising collection.
Okay, I'm just going to speak for the 50 people that are on here, and we'd like a session on the merch view because everyone's putting in the comments.
Okay.
Love the merch view. This is amazing information. Merch view looks like an awesome tool to use. So can we include that in a future one?
We will do that for the next one. That was one thing that we talked about as a team, Tracy, yesterday, is like, let's send out a poll to, all these, like, what do you guys want to see? This is for you. So, we can only guess at what's most important, but, these next sessions, we can definitely include any topics that, you may want more detail on.
So to the group, if there's something that you saw today and then you think tomorrow, oh, I wish I'd said I want more information on that, shoot myself or Jennifer Morton an email, and we'll make sure to get it to Megan and Susan, or just email them direct so we get it in future webinars with them.
Any other specific ones that we're seeing?
Someone just said, let's see it all.
I'm more than happy to do that. So if anybody wants a full, end-to-end demo, we can set one of those up too, Tracy. I'm more than happy to do that, and do that kind of outside of this. Again, the more that we can educate these buyers and merchandisers and these teams on how to use this, hopefully the easier their life will be.
Amen. Anybody else have any questions? You may unmute yourselves and just shout them out.
Is there a guide or something to kind of explain what all of the different symbols mean? Or just play with it?
That is a great thought. There is not, but maybe we could do, that's a great idea, like a symbols dictionary, right? Like this means this, this means this. That's a great idea.
Right. Because I've seen you touching a few things and then it was like, oh, so that's what that does. I mean, granted, we could all sit here and play with these ourselves, but when you're in the middle of season and you don't have time, you're not using the tools here that can really kind of help you. So if there is just kind of maybe some kind of guide or something that just can kind of say, hey, this is what each of this means, it would just be kind of like a cheat sheet.
Love it. I will have them do that. And we can work on that. I love that idea. Just, again, kind of a cheat sheet. My order is this little drop down to go here. This means this, this means this. That's a great idea.
And I don't know if any like prime questions that come up that, you can, if I want to do this, go to here to do this, just kind of, I don't know. I mean, it could get kind of extensive if it seems like there's a lot here, but man, this is a great tool when you know how to use it.
Yeah, Katie, I can see that's you. I will work with our team that works on our knowledge base and maybe put like a cheat sheet for, cheat sheet for buyers, cheat sheet for merchandising, cheat sheet for using the catalog. I mean, we have knowledge-based articles, but I don't know if they're done in that fashion geared toward kind of the group on the call today. So I will work on some of those, and Tracy, I'm not sure the best way to share them, but we can talk about that offline.
We can get them out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I have a quick question, please. First of all, thank you so much. This is so amazing. I've learned so much. I thought that I knew it, but I've learned so much. So thank you. But especially in these times with the challenges with inventory, there's been a couple of times that I've tried to go into RepSpark to even just put like a basics order together, and inventory seems to be available at different dates. And I know that there's not enough time to go through this now, but when I've tried to submit the order, it says that some items are available on this date, some items are available on that date, and then it allows you to sort of split the order by line. And I've never really been able to do it successfully. So I'm wondering if, maybe that's something we can cover in like a subsequent session, because it's very hard to toggle back and forth between like a white shirt, a navy shirt, and a black shirt to see, all right, so white's available now, navy's available here, black's available at this date, to how to, bring it all together and make sure that you're securing, because face it, everybody on this call is competing for the same inventory, right? So when you're in RepSpark and you want to be able to write your order, you want to be able to secure that order, but if it's not available within those date parameters, it gets confusing. So if we could possibly, figure out how to do that in a next seminar or webinar, I think that would be great.
Yeah, several people are agreeing with her, so that's on deck for the next one.
Perfect. This is great. Like I said, I turned that off on my demo because I didn't know we were going to get this detailed, but I can make a quick video and then we can also do it on the next session and kind of dig into the best way to do that.
Thank you.
That's a video if it's a YouTube thing, we could probably put up on our YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
Send out to people. Yeah.
We can work on that just so they're not even waiting, a couple of weeks. I know inventory is the buzz on all inventory. I mean, on all, for everybody right now. And I actually can see the ocean from my house, and there's like ships and liners just lined up. And I know people's inventory are on those boats. So it's crazy.
I was going to ask the group if they could share names of the brands they work with that need a tool like this. If you could drop those in the chat, I can follow up with them and introduce them to RepSpark for you.
That's great. Or is it easier? I don't know if there are a lot of people look, but we can, when we send out the email with the recording to everyone that signed up, we'll ask that question to just reply there.
That'd be great.
Because there probably are companies that people would love to see on it.
And Tracy, something else we may be able to do is put together a short survey, and that way we can also make sure we're addressing, some of the topics have got brought up. Some people are shyer to talk in front of others, but we can make sure that the next couple sessions are really digging into what this group on the call is most interested in. So we can put together a short survey. Again, it's more going to be driven to, you as a group, what do you want to hear about? And we can list out topics you're not even having to think, you can just check them, and, we could have that question there too.
Anybody else have questions? All right, then I'm going to say thank you very much to Megan and her team for putting this together and teaching us all kinds of stuff and making us all want to know more, because that's the name of the game. And everybody have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. And we'll see you all on October 12th at 2:00 again for more fun with RepSpark.
Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, AGM, and thanks to everybody on the call.